I'm Adrian, the Cruise and Travel Guy, and let's start with the biggest takeaway from this video, which is that travel insurance is an absolute necessity while traveling, particularly while cruising. Today's video though is all about alcohol and insurance. While on holidays, most of us will enjoy a few drinks more than we would in regular life, but excessive drinking can lead to some pretty dangerous situations in which claims under your travel insurance policy might actually be denied. So what do you need to know about drinking and travel before you set foot in an airport or on a cruise ship? Before you book your next holiday, head to my website first where you can search, compare, and book your next trip. Enjoying a fancy cocktail or your favorite drink while on holiday is nothing to be ashamed of. And in fact, most cruise lines advertise and sell drinks packages, which makes it very easy and sometimes more affordable to enjoy as many as you like. In fact, most even offer unlimited access to alcohol, although they do that under the guise of responsible service of alcohol guidelines. Anyway, I've taken a look at some of the most popular travel insurance products on the market to see what their approach to alcohol is, and the results might surprise you. Do note that this video does not constitute personal advice for your own insurance needs. You should always speak to the insurer to understand the policies, your rights and responsibilities, and what the full coverage of the insurance policy is. Of the insurers I checked, Australia's largest, Covermore, was the most prescriptive and descriptive when it came to being under the influence. Their product disclosure statement, or PDS, states that claims involving, arising from, or related to your impairment due to drinking too much alcohol will be excluded. Too much alcohol is defined as a blood alcohol concentration of 0.19%, which is almost 4 times the legal limit in Australia for driving. But too much alcohol can also be evidenced by taking into account the report of a medical practitioner or forensic expert, a third-party witness report, your own admission, or the description of events as told by you or a treating medical professional. It's very detailed, but I think that's for the better because, as you'll soon find out, many other insurers really don't define what under the influence even is. One Covers PDS states that claims resulting from your being under the influence of any intoxicating liquor or drugs, except a drug prescribed to you by a medical advisor and taken in accordance with their instructions, will be excluded. Allianz does slightly better, describing that any claim arising from your being intoxicated by using a drug or liquor to the extent that your physical or mental functions or your judgment are impaired will be excluded. But what's impaired? Southern Cross Travel will exclude claims made as a result of you being under the influence of alcohol, solvents, or drugs, including your conduct while under their influence. As part of Insure and Go's general terms of insurance, you must agree to have a blood alcohol and/or breath analysis where local laws permit, where it is reasonably necessary for them to assess your claim, but additionally, any claim arising directly from you, your partner, your relative, or your traveling companion consuming alcohol will be excluded. It's a bit of a treacherous minefield, as you can probably tell, and I mean, let's be honest, insurers assume the risk on behalf of their clients, but ultimately they're profitable when they take in more money than they pay out. So what's the answer? Personally, I feel most comfortable with Covermore's description because it is actually tangible and quantifiable as a number, and I feel like that is at least something that my brain can comprehend more than these other general words like impaired or under the influence. Obviously, approaching alcohol consumption with a sense of moderation is key to avoiding most issues in the first place, but I know that while on holidays, most of us do enjoy a few more drinks than we would at home, that's for sure. The other thing to consider is that maybe you could get a breathalyzer. These are readily accessible online in places like Amazon, and although they're not necessarily perfect, at least it can give you some sense of understanding about your own blood alcohol concentration based on a number of drinks that you've had. When things do go wrong, travel insurance is there to pick up the pieces, but we're all ultimately responsible for our own behavior and actions, particularly when it comes to the drink. And as a parting note, please remember that Medicare does not cover you for medical issues or things that arise of a medical nature on board a cruise ship, even if that ship is sailing a domestic voyage and not visiting any international ports. I constantly see well-meaning but ill-informed comments from people on Facebook that tell people that Medicare covers you on board a cruise ship. It just does not. Also, please remember to check whether the insurance you're considering covers cruising, as most offer optional cruise cover or specific cruise policies, and these need to be purchased. And finally, always read the PDS. It's, not fun to read, but you do need to know what your responsibilities are. Even if you have to make a claim of a general nature, you sometimes have responsibilities to report within a certain amount of time after an incident. And there are also particular numbers that you need to call. And so you should know all of that information, and it's all in the PDS. Well, let me know your thoughts about travel insurance. It is a bit of a minefield, but it is necessary. Don't believe anyone that tells you that you don't need travel insurance. And the old adage is, if you can afford to travel, you can afford travel insurance. If you travel a lot, you should also consider an annual policy. These can definitely work out to be more affordable for those of you that are traveling consistently throughout the year. That's it for this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please feel free to share it. You can also subscribe to the channel. That helps me on the back end of YouTube, and give it a thumbs up. Book your next cruise at my website, thecruiseandtravelguide.com.au, and give me a follow on Facebook and Instagram at The Cruise and Travel Guide. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you soon.